Hello everyone and welcome back to Eclectic Explorations. A few days ago, a user on, yes, I'm still calling it Twitter, not X, by the name of Scottishslander replied to one of my posts with an interesting comparison. He suggests that Scotland might have its own version of Australia's feral megacats. Now, before we go any further, a quick viewer's discretion. The user linked some photos of large dead cats that might, or I should say will, be disturbing to many viewers. If that is something you do not wish to see today, I suggest you either close out of the video or you skip to another part. And without further ado, here is the post. Same here in Scotland. They can be 4 feet long. Convinced that's what people see when they see panthers here in UK. It is these massive ferals undergoing isolated gigantism. And to give you all a bit of background, I'm sure at this point most of you have watched my video on Australian feral megacats, but if you haven't, quick recap. My original video, Invasive Feral Cats in Australia Turbo Evolving, explored how feral cats in Australia, not all feral cats, but a subgroup, rather I should say subgroups of feral cats in various parts of Australia's wilderness are undergoing isolated gigantism over many generations in the wild, becoming apex predators. The idea is that these megacats, in the absence of natural predators and with abundant prey and abundant space, have adapted or, dare I say, evolved. Now, Scottishslander drew a comparison with the phenomenon of big cat sightings in Scotland. This is where it gets interesting. There's a long history of sightings across Scotland and really Great Britain at large of large panther-like cats, often popularly known as alien big cats or ABCs. We have them in Australia as well and New Zealand as well. Really all over the world, everywhere, all across the world, people have claimed to see big cats where there should not be big cats. Alongside Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, they're probably the most famous cryptid there is. These sightings of ABCs have long sparked debates and speculations for years. But what could they really be? To first respond to Scottishslander's post, we're going to take a look at the first image, a collage of 4 photographs depicting 2 different animals. And then he also attached 2 other photographs. But in this first photograph, the collage, the upper 2 photographs, we have a large deceased black cat. In the upper left, we have this animal strewn about with what appears to be a meter stick directly above it, but I don't want to assume. But to the right of that photograph, we have what appears to be somebody's arm holding this animal up from the back of its head to face the camera. And with that arm for reference, it does appear to in fact be quite a large cat. In the bottom of the collage, the 2 photographs at the bottom of the collage, if you look at the lower left, we see another large black cat strewn across a white cloth. The tail is visibly bushier and thicker than the animal directly above it. And it does look to be much more muscular and massive. And to the right, assuming that is a long distance photograph of the same animal, we have it standing next to a railroad track for reference. And assuming that this railroad track is the standard, at least here in the US, the standard railroad track is 4 feet and 8.5 inches wide, then this indeed is a rather large cat. I will actually be skipping the next photograph that Scottishslander attached to his post, as it really doesn't show anything for size reference of the animal, and part of its head is missing. Viewers' discretion or not, that is not something anybody wants to see. The third image that Scottishslander pointed out was a collage of photographs from Boddam a village in Scotland showing a large, mysterious feline that was killed there. These Boddam photos show a sizable feline creature. The coloring of its coat, we can assume that it is some sort of wildcat or domestic cat. And reading from an article about the Boddam Cat on the Scottish Big Cat Trust's website, I will read, I received this photo of a dead cat outside Peterhead this afternoon. I'm told the cat measures around 3.5 feet, but it is missing its head. Looking at it, it looks far too large for a domestic cat, but maybe at outer limit of range. I'm pretty sure it's not a wildcat. Every wildcat I've seen has a very bushy tail, as well as being a little smaller. But wondered if it may be a Kellas type. There are Kellases a few miles inland of here. Which brings me to my personal theory as to what these images Scottishslander has kindly provided me with depict. I believe that many of these sightings of what Scottishslander claims to be Scottish feral megacats could actually be of Kellas cats. For those who are not familiar, Kellas cats are a rare hybrid between domestic cats and the beautiful indigenous Scottish Wildcat. They are known for their larger size, black fur, and a mysterious, elusive presence. Kellas cats were initially thought to be mythical until one was captured in the 1980s. What makes Kellas cats fascinating is that despite their hybrid origins, they still remain distinctly wild animals. Unlike other wildcat domestic cat hybrids like the Savannah cat, which is a hybrid of the domestic cat with the African serval, or the Bengal cat, which is a hybrid of the domestic cat with the Asian leopard cat, both of these animals have become popular exotic pets all around the world. Kellas cats have stayed out of the pet trade and they have not been bred for domestication at all. They continue to survive and thrive in the wilderness of Scotland. The endangered Scottish Wildcat that comprises 1/2 of the Kellas cat's DNA numbers as low as 35 to as high as 300 in the wild today. Feral cat hybridization with Scottish Wildcats actually constitutes one of the biggest threats to the species. That means there may very well be hundreds, perhaps thousands of Kellas cats out there in the Scottish wilderness, because chances are the Scottish Wildcat hybrids, the Kellas cats, are going to outnumber the pure-blooded ones, obviously. So it is my belief that Kellas cats are the prime candidates for these Scottish big cat sightings, especially in the more remote areas where they could potentially grow larger as apex predators with little competition and having plenty of space to roam. But what say you all? Looking at the photo of this Boddam Cat, could it be feral cats undergoing insular gigantism like our megaferals in Australia? Or could they all just be wildcat hybrid Kellas cats? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below or email me, link below. Until then, thank you all so much for tuning back into Eclectic Explorations. Please continue to like so that the YouTube algorithm continues to notice me, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you all next time.